A fun time learning. A fun time learning. A fun time learning. Oh yeah. A fun time learning. 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 A fun time learning. A fun time learning. Oh yeah. Fun time learning.
Hi, I'm Andy, and welcome to A Fun Time Learning, where we go back in time to visit the cool people in our history who made things happen a long time ago. Well, let's start having a fun time learning. In today's show, we'll talk about the history of, wait for it, candy. By popular demand, our show today will be about that sweet history of that yummy treat called candy. Now, to get things started, here's the short and sweet history about candy. There's something so sweet about sweets. The cavemen knew it and were willing to risk whatever it took in order to grab some sweet honey from a swarming beehive. Uh-oh, look out, Rocco. Oh, that must hurt. In 1500 BC, the Egyptians invented many kinds of candy, including marshmallows. Taking mallow roots found in the marshes, they mixed it with nuts and fruit. You can bet they didn't eat this over a campfire. And these were definitely not eaten with chocolate and graham crackers. The Egyptians also invented licorice. In 1519, Cortez spent some time with the Aztecs. That's when the Spanish realized how delicious the resulting chocolate could be. It quickly spread across Europe and became the drink of choice at the chic court of France. But the Mayans had been enjoying it for the past 1,500 years before that. I wonder how the chic courts look back in the Mayan days. Now, let's talk about a sticky subject, the history of gum. Chewing gum has a history that spans as far back as the ancient Greeks, who chewed the resin from mastic trees. However, it wasn't until 1928 that Walter Deemer happened upon just the right gum recipe to make the very first bubble gum, a special type of chewing gum that allowed the chewers to make bubbles. Yay! Walter Deemer might have invented bubble gum, but he wasn't the first person who wanted to make bubble gum. There were early attempts at making bubble gum in the late 1800s and early 1900s. However, these bubble gums didn't sell well because they were considered too wet and usually broke up before a good bubble was formed. Ah, too bad. But Deemer was clever. To test his new recipe, he took samples of the new bubble gum over to local stores. It sold out in a single day. He realized that he had a wonderfully new type of gum and named it Double Bubble. To help sell the new gum, Deemer himself taught salespeople how to blow the perfect bubble, and they in turn taught it to potential customers. It was a blowout blast. Deemer decided to use pink food coloring for his new gum, not because of his cool color, but because it's all he had available at the bubblegum factory at the time. And now, the corny history of candy corn. In the 1880s, the Wondery Candy Company created candy corn, the king of disappointing children at Halloween. Oh, I don't know what's more scary, a spooky monster or a piece of candy corn. The first candy corn, a tricolor confection, was made by hand and a slightly more difficult process than it is done today. And yes, it was a lot more delicious back then. Back then, colorful treats were a rarity, so customers of all ages were impressed by the fact that one candy had 3 colors in it. They went bananas over it, and candy corn became a bestseller confection and still is. The history and stories of candy are endless, but if you want to find out more about the history of candy, go visit your local library. And if you want to try some delicious flavors, just go out and get candy today. Well, this is Andy saying see you next time when we can have a fun time learning.
A fun time learning. A fun time learning. A fun time learning. Oh yeah. A fun time learning. 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 A fun time learning. A fun time learning. Oh yeah. A fun time learning.